Jonathan Head reporting there, and we can now speak to Danilo Arao, who's Associate Professor of Journalism at the University of the Philippines, joining us from Manila. Danilo, thank you very much for joining us here on BBC News. First of all, what are the conditions like for you there?
There are strong rains right now here in Marikina, where my house is located. And unfortunately, as you mentioned, there are more than 1 million people who have been evacuated nationwide because of the super typhoon. There's nothing like it, even if the Philippines has been visited several times by typhoons every year. This is by far the strongest for this year.
And how are people responding to it? Is there a sense of panic, or are people able to remain calm?
Of course, it's hard to generalize because there are people who are definitely anxious, especially those who live in low-lying areas and in coastal areas. But of course, the general calm is there. We think that we will be okay. Filipinos, we try our best to be optimistic. But at the same time, we also demand accountability from the government because given that the Philippines should be used to being visited by typhoons, better preparations should have been done.
Yes, you say the Philippines is used to typhoons and storms. You had one just days ago, so they're still recovering from that. How are people feeling about the intensity and the regularity of the typhoons right now?
There's nothing wrong with regularity in the sense that we are located in Southeast Asia, where unfortunately typhoons have become the new normal. But what is not normal would be inefficiency on the part of government in terms of, for example, ensuring that flood control projects should have been in place, and there should be no room for corruption right now. I'm sorry if I'm bringing up certain political issues, but these problems that we have with regard to corruption, with regard to the stealing of government funds for the benefit of the few, these are the root causes of what the footage would show right now. Even BBC has done a good job effectively capturing the floods. We don't blame nature for that. We blame government for its ineffectivity and for not doing enough in putting a stop for nipping in the bud the corruption that's happening.
Okay, well, it's very interesting to hear your views on that, Danilo. May I just ask you about your family as well, please? I gather that your relatives are in the eye of the storm. How are they doing right now?
Yes. I may be from Marikina, but our roots are in the Bicol region, which is hardest hit by the storm right now. I do worry about them, and I hope they're in good. They're okay. As of 6 hours ago, we're able to be in touch with them. And right now, we don't know. We don't have the latest information yet, but we're keeping our fingers crossed that they will be fine, especially those living in Catanduanes, because it is an island and it's practically hard to go to, especially at this particular time where, going by sea is practically impossible.
Okay, Danilo, thank you very much for talking to us here on BBC News.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's Danilo Arao, Associate Professor of Journalism at the University of the Philippines.